One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
It was really important from the start that our presidents, all of them, and all of our athletics directors were informed and engaged in this conversation. And this is where, every conference culture and dynamic is different, from how it's governed to how it operates, to who has the voice of influence. And for us, it was important, and we agreed on the fact that it was all presidents and all directors had to be engaged in the conversation, because obviously each of our institutions have a very vested interest in who is a member of their conference. And so it made it very obvious and apparent that we needed to keep the AD and president engaged and informed as much as we could. Now, with that, there's still some sensitivity around the information, the flow, the contents of it, and so forth. And so that's where we really focused on, at each key decision point, at each key point of the communication flow, was what's information that needs to be shared, who does it need to be shared with, how should it be shared, and when should it be shared. And those are the four kind of lenses that we used at every point along the way: the what, the who, the how, and the when. Because there's a lot of information, but you don't want to overshare, but you don't want to undershare. Who it needs to be shared with is obviously important, because you want to be sensitive with some of the confidential information about names of schools, but then also any other data that might be collected and that you want to distribute. How should it be shared? Whether it should be sent electronically, whether things are delivered in person or whatnot. Those are important factors to consider, especially when you're dealing with 8 public institutions like we are. And then the timing of it, the when. When should the information be shared, so that people have the information in an appropriate time to make a decision, but also not have it for too long or for too short amount of time so that they can't make an informed decision. So those are the 4 kind of lenses, like I said, that we tried to approach every key decision point in our process. Yeah, the attributes that we were looking for primarily were academic profile of the institution. We have a collection of 8 public research institutions and 1 private institution. So trying to find a school that fit according to any number of academic benchmarks that we collected was really important. The athletic profile of the school in terms of number of sports that they sponsored, the level of support that they sponsored them at, the level of competitiveness. That was another big bucket that we took a look at. Geography was important. We have a fairly close-knit footprint within the league, and that continues to be important for us and something that we pride ourselves on, in that we're not stretched too far. So those are 3 of the, primary buckets that we looked at: the academic, the athletic, and then geography. I think given the climate and environment around conference membership over the last 5 to 7 years, or if not longer, I think it's something that every conference commissioner and every athletics director, to be honest, has been tracking on and will continue to track on. I hope that things have quieted down for a period of time, but also not naive to think that it's done forever. And so we're always mindful of conference membership and tracking to see what else is happening across Division I landscape. But at the same time, I like the fact that I don't have to spend as much time on it now as I did in my first 2 years.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.